Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krieger. This is Off Bravo, and today we're gonna finish off Superion with our Fireflight and our Skydive. Since this set has already won for our new G1 IDW aerial bots in Superion. We're not gonna do any comparison to the old ones, but just comparing these last two pieces, or just reviewing these last two pieces of the set and showing the final Superion product. So first we got Fireflight here. He looks pretty good from around here. So has a lot. Pretty neat. And there is a lot of reuse parts with Slingshot, kind of like we saw with Breakdown and Wild Rider with the Minosaur set. Something like the chest is a little different. They changed these inserts here. But this middle section is the same. The lower section is the same. Everything else is down is the same. Arms are the same. Head construction is different just because this little front lobe is different, but the back half and the landing gear is the same. Flip around to the back. You'll see a lot more of this in the aircraft, similar to the aircraft mode. But you can see there's a lot of shared pieces here. But yeah. But overall, even though it has a bunch of shared parts, it still looks pretty good. And plus, with the different shapes of nose cone, gives them a bit of distinction from Slingshot. So overall, not too bad. Of course, the funny part is he used most of Slingshot's parts, but he got air raids guns. So, yeah. So anyway, not really a lot to say. Yeah, let's just look at his aircraft mode. And here we have Fireflight in his approximation of an F4 Phantom mode. I mean, it's pretty close. And we pointed out the reused parts in the robot mode. And you can see, we'll bring in Slingshot here, and we see a bunch of the reused parts between these two. Basically, just this sections were new. The empennage section is the same. The forward fuselage here is the same. They just changed the nose up a little bit. Actually, they changed this plate here, this plate in the nose, but the arms are the same. Oh, the arm area is the same. And you flip it over. See a lot of what we saw in robot mode. The gear in the back of the head. These tabs here, parts here. Yeah, you see there are a lot of reused parts. A lot like when we saw with Breakdown and Wild Rider. But I think they did a lot more this time to make it look like two different jets. So it changed what's height of the wing. So that was good. So this looks more like an Intruder, where this looks more like a Phantom. So I do like that. It's just there's a lot of common parts, fuselage parts there. But overall, not too bad. Like so, the gun's still underneath like every other aerial bot. The landing gear can come up out of the back of his head there. Yeah, not a lot to talk about. You can whoosh it if you want to, but that's about it. No real engine outlets back there. So, but hey, not bad at all. I mean, it works. It's the closest we got to the F4 Phantom in a while for Fireflight, so I'll give it a pass. All right, let's go ahead and go on to Skydive. And finally, we got Skydive here, and he looks pretty good. Turn around here, packs away pretty well for an aerial bot. Those fins sticking out back there, but that's kind of what we expect. His articulation is pretty good, about what we come to expect now. No, nothing in the wrist. Has a waist. Does everything. Extreme ankle tilt. But yeah, otherwise, not a whole lot to say about him. Looks good. Looks like the animation. Bring in Air Raid, his fellow leg bot, and again, like we saw with Slingshot and Fireflight, there's a lot of reused parts. The chest section is actually completely reused. They just put an insert in here to cover one of the pecs there. So that's all completely reused. The arms are reused. The legs are reused. The feet are reused. So pretty much everything in the robot section, everything except for the head, is pretty much reused. The aircraft is where we deviate a lot. We'll talk about that more when we get to the aircraft mode. But you can see a lot of similarities. We did get a different gun from Slingshot, though. So he did get a unique gun. So we got that going for us. So, not a whole lot more to say about him, but let's go ahead and bring in all of our other aerial bots. so that we can get a good group shot. I guess technically Alpha Bravo is still an aerial bot, so get a good look at the lineup. I think they look really good together. I think this really works. It looks like the animation. I think this is probably about the best we're going to get as far as Hasbro chug size. I know like the Fans Toys and some of the other third parties are making ones that look a ton better, have more articulation, better alt modes, but for the chug price and the chug scale, I think this is probably the best we're going to get. All right. Let's go ahead and check out his F-16 mode. And here we have Skydive in his F-16 mode, well, as close as possible anyway. It looks pretty good. I mean, I like the original allusion to the original aerial bots. It's really neat. Come underneath here, you see everything underneath there. His guns go under the wing like every other aerial bot. Overall, not too bad. No moving parts. The one failure is in their reuse parts. They gave them dual engines. F-16 only has one engine. Granted, they also gave them dual intakes, which the F-16 only has the one big under cowling for an intake. So that's the only real big fail I see with the aircraft mode, but otherwise it's not too bad. Bring in air raid here, just so again you can see all the similarities that we point out in robot mode. With the aircraft mode, you can see they pretty much redid everything for the aircraft mode. I mean, there was no reusing the fins. This fin is detachable, but you're just going to stick it in and leave it in there for duration. So, yeah. They did completely redo the fuselage, but everything underneath is the same, but the fuselages are completely different. Actually, no, these wings are the same. Sorry. The horizontal stabilizers are the same, but everything else is different. All right. Actually, let's go ahead and bring in all of our aerial bots before we go to the really big show. Just so we can get a good formation. See if we can do this crane shot. You can see all the aerial bots together. And I think that's pretty cool. I think they all go together really well. And so, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the set. But let's check out how they look when they're fully combined. Let's move on to Superion. And here we have it, the complete Superion. And I think he looks great. I mean, with the separation here, and it's very proportional. I mean, it does have the, guys hanging off the back there, but that really doesn't bother me that much. It still sews up pretty well. Everybody's guns can attach to their wings. Slingshots are still pretty loose, so if I shake them too much, slingshots guns are going to come off. But otherwise, like I said back in the Silvervolt video, I mean, this guy being a frame combine makes him superposable, actually makes him into an action figure, something that you don't just combine and put on a shelf. You can actually, get him out and play with him, pose him, give him all sorts of fun stances and stuff, and actually have him be able to hold them. That's what I really like about this, of the frame design. So overall, we added Fireflight and Skydive. I mean, this just comes together excellent. So I think we can probably just wrap it up there. It's a great set. Overall, I really like these aerial bots, and I think this really does justice to the original G1 cartoon. So, thank you for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.